Okay, welcome to Wise Networking. We're going to work on a little bit of static routing again with networks, but we're going to do it a little different. We're going to do a summarized static routing versus the static routing recording I did last week. This is going to be a summarized static route, so you basically don't have to route near as much. You have to put near as many routing commands in. You don't got to create so many static routes doing it as a summarized version. So I'll kind of explain how to do that. So first over here on Packet Tracer, we got four routers. We have three separate networks here. So this green circle, this blue circle, and this yellow circle kind of represent the three networks. We got a 10.0, a 20.0, and a 30.0/24 network. Now the way we did these before to communicate, because basically you got this direct, you know, you got a direct connection and a local connection. You got a direct connection to this network, local connection from this interface. Same with here, you got your direct connection here, you got local interface there, direct connection to this network, local interface. So this can talk to this can talk to this. Router 2 can talk to router 3, and 3 to 2, 2 to 1, 1 to 0. And with the static routing we did last week, we basically made sure that router 0 could ping all the way over to router 3, but to do that we had to make sure that you had a static route going from router 0 into this network via this port. Then you had to do a separate static route to this yellow network here via this same next hop port interface there. And then you had to do that coming back. So you had to have router 3 to make sure he could talk to this network here with a static route, router 3 all the way here to this green 10.0 network with another static route. So you're doing a lot of static route commands. So by doing a summarized route, you can do it kind of with one command by changing the subnet mask. Where we did this, these /24s, where basically you make sure that 192.168.10, that was the same. You're using those three octets to keep it as a 24 subnet mask. But if we change it to like a /16, then you would only need the first two octets. So that way, anything that says 192.168 will be seen. So it'll see this network, and this network. So we're going ahead and do that right now and see how we can get this router to talk to this router over here and ping all the way across. So we'll do a couple pings just to show you what we got going here in this router. So enable. So router 0, slide this over here a little bit as you can see a little bit more. Make this a little bigger. Alright, so router 0, we're actually going to ping, we'll go ahead and ping, so this router 0 here, we'll just ping to this next interface, which is 192.168.10.2. And you get a success rate there, 100%, because that is direct connect. So it's got a direct connection to that, and you can check that by, let's show if I show in the IP route, you can see that there is a connection going to that 10.0 network, and it's local interface right there. But now if we try to ping, let's go ahead and just ping the next one and see what we get. Ping 192.168.20.1, which is the interface on the 00001 interface on the other side of that. And you can see we don't have, it did not ping. There was a 0% success rate because we don't have a way for this router to get to this network. So we're going to create a static route. But instead of creating a static route going from this one and then creating another one to this one, we're going to do it in one shot. We're just going to create one static route to get to both. And by doing that, we're going to summarize the static route by changing that subnet mask. So instead of this /24, we'll make it a /16. So to do that, we'll go in here to configure terminal. We will do, hang on just a second here, let me make sure I have that done. That way you can see me a little bit. Okay, so what we have here, so now that I'm in configure terminal, we're going to add a static route. So we're going to go IP route of 192.168.0.0, and the subnet mask is a /16, so it'll be 255.255.0.0, and we are going to go via the next hop, which would be this interface here. So it'll be the 192.168.10.2. Alright, now let's do a do show IP route. And so you can see the static was added here, but now it's a /16, so it should see any network that starts with the 192.168. So that would be the network we already are in. Then it'll see this network, 192.168. This network is a 192.168. So we should be able to get from here to here. So we configured router 0 to that. So let's just do a, it's not going to ping all the way across because we didn't do anything configure coming back. Okay. Let's do a ping, and we'll just ping that 192.168.20.1. We'll just do this first interface going to that next network. And see, now we have a success rate now where before it went out. Now you could try to send to this one, but there's no way for this one to come back, so it's gonna fail, so you gotta go both ways. So what I'm gonna do is route everything going this way. So now let's go into router 1. Enable configure terminal. And what I'm doing there, I'm typing like part of the command, just hitting tab, and it finishes it for me. In case you didn't know that small little step. This bigger. Where are we? Alright. So now I'm in this router here. I already have a direct connection to this one, but I still got to get this router to talk to the .30 network. So you could add just one single static route in there, but since you're doing the summarize, I'll keep everything as a /16 to make everything the same. So we'll do an IP route 192.168.0.0, 255.255.0.0. So it's still a /16. And since we're in router 1, the next hop here is going to be this one, which is the next interface, which is 192.168.20.2. Now let's check this IP route let's check the routing table real quick. And you can see that static route was added right there. So it's going to that 192.168.0.0 /16 network. via this next hop, which is the 192.168.20.2. So we got that one. Now, so router 3 already has a connection to here. So we don't need a static route from 2 going to this network because it already has it. So now we're going to work coming back. So we'll go over here to router 3. We'll enable that. Let's get this over here again. Config terminal. Alright, once we're in the configure terminal, we can add that IP static route. And basically we're going to get it by adding one static route, we're going to get it go from here all the way over here. So it's going to be able to get this network and this network with one command. So we're going to add this one route. So one IP route, 192.168.0.0, 255.255.0.0, so it's a /16, so that's your subnet mask via the next hop. So from here, the next hop is going to be this interface right there, which is that one, 192.168.30.1. So we have that. So just that IP route, 192.168.0.0, would hit this network, this network, this network, because it's in this subnet mask where you only need those first two octets. And that next hop is this next interface it's going through. So we do that. And then when I'm this far in, when I'm in the configure area, you do a do show instead of going back out to the privilege exec. Instead of just where you can do the show command, if you do show, you'll get the same thing. So IP route, and you can see I added that static route right there, 192.168.0.0/16 via this next hop, which is 192.168.30.1. So now that can get all the way over. This router sees both of those networks. So now we need this router just to be able to see this one. It's already got a direct connect here, so all we got to do is get it to see that. And we should be good with one more. So we'll enable this. Configure terminal. If you want, you can even do a show IP route here just so you can see what you have to begin with. And you can see, since we're in router 2, you got the connection and you got the local, one going this way, one going that way. So you got it to the .20 network and you hook to the .30 network to these local interfaces. So we're going to add the IP route, 192.168.0.0, 255.255.0.0. Router 2, so the next hop is going to be this way, and it would be the 20.1 interface, 192.168.20.1. Add that. Let's just do a show IP route, and you can see the static route right there, 192.168.0.0, and via this next hop right there. Okay, so while we're and that. Alright, so let's try. Now we should have static route going to all of these. So let's go in here to router 0 and let's just start ping. Let's ping all the way across and see what we get. Let's see if we can get all the way across to the 30.2 interface. So we'll ping 192.168.30.2. We have a 60%. Let's try it again. Second time around, 100%. So router 0 is making it all the way to router 3 over here, going through its own network the .20 network, make it to the .30 network just by putting in one line of static route, and that's called a summarized static route. That way we just don't have to do as many, because if you imagine if you got 5, 10 routers, if you want to do a static route for each one, every time you do that, like if you got, say you got 5 routers, you're going to have to put 4 static addresses at each router going across and coming back. Where this way you only had to do one at each spot. So it's a lot less work on the administrator, less upkeep and manual configuration. So we know we can go that way. While we're in router 0, we'll just hit them all real quick. I like to test pings on everything. So we'll do the 192.168.30.1. Good to go. We'll just up arrow brings up the last command. We'll just change this to, let's go 20.2. Good. And we'll do 20.1. Bam. You can do a 10.2 if you want. We already did that one. We already know that one was good. Okay. So router 0 is connecting all the way. We will try, let's just go router 3 and go back the other way. So let's send a ping all the way back to 192.168.10.1. 10.1. Oops, I gotta send a ping. At 10.1. And 100% success rate from router 3 over here all the way across. So that's it. That's doing a summarized static route. A little bit kind of the same as what we went through the last video I made with static routes. Just showing you how to get from router to router using a static route, but using the summarized route is just a lot less work and less upkeep of all those different commands you got to put in to add those IP routes. The routing table is smaller this way, less chance for error this way. Doing a static route, I mean, this works well for like smaller networks, where you're not using dynamic routing. But the static routing for this, I mean, that works really well, the summarized static route. So that's it. Please like the video. Thanks a lot.